The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Cowboys! This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, and Newy Scruggs.
Here we are. It's a Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Players Lounge. This show is about two former Dallas Cowboys safeties as they give you their insights into the Cowboys, pro football, and how the locker room works, how players act here. So welcome in Barry Church, the Toledo Rockets.
What's going on, man?
Getting ready for a golf outing.
You already know what time it is, man. Got the polo on. You already know what time it is. I'm ready to shoot a 72 today,
so
man.
you better get in 72 holes these next 2 days while you can, my man, before this Arctic blast comes through North Texas.
I'm going to be looking like Pittsburgh by Wednesday, man. This is crazy.
Look like you booked. You got the Cowboys and stuff on. You going to an alumni golf outing? What you got going on?
Putting these whooping sticks on somebody, all right? They know who they are, but I ain't going to say no names.
He is the LSU Tiger, the ultimate survivor, Danny McCray, feeling real good here on a Monday. I am merely Newy Scruggs, and the Players Lounge podcast, amongst us talking about the Cowboys all year long, we have had a very interesting and fun quarterback debate between Danny's beloved Joe Burrow, LSU National Championship.
They was brothers.
And NFL Comeback Player of the Year, by the way. That happened since we last spoke. Joe Burrow did beat out Dak Prescott for
Congratulations.
Sounds like you were wrong.
Comeback Player of the Year.
They right? He's a Super Bowl quarterback.
Hold on. Did you have?
And
yeah, Dak.
Yeah, Dak.
I had Dak because Dak played for the Cowboys, which is that's gone.
I thought it was,
That first 7 weeks he had locked up.
He did. He did.
Then he just left his hands along the way as Joe Burrow just reel that Comeback Player of the Year on in there.
I don't know about 7, but the first few weeks he had it locked up.
The first 7 weeks.
Sound like a slump.
First 7 weeks, man. First 7 weeks, it was, you go ahead, it's his name on in there, man. They
locked in.
They had the nameplate ready to go to slap on there.
They go asterisk. Okay, Joe Burrow won.
It took it away. So
like Adam Schefter and Tom Brady.
So Joe Burrow was Danny's guy all year long.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert of the Chargers was Barry's guy all year long. And for the first 7 weeks, it was Justin Herbert looking good. And then Joe Burrow, like the Comeback Player of the Year award, just slowly reeled it on in. When you talk about the NFL, and so many times we hear this as fans, but don't really listen to it. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And when you look at the marathon of what has happened, and now you see that the Cincinnati Bengals are going to play the Rams in the Super Bowl, you truly see that when you look at Joe Burrow. Yeah. To me, Danny, that was the one thing that stood out to me is the marathon of what the National Football League season in. It tells you who you are. Joe Burrow is that guy.
He is. I gave credit. He is that guy. All right, that man came in there. You saw him with the shades on, got the
swag,
iced out, got the bubble vest jacket on. I mean, the guy was swagged out, and he went to the field with that same swag. I mean, he went out there. The offensive line was looking terrible for the most part of the game. He was able to elude those guys in the pocket, pick up first downs with his legs, pick up first downs with his arm. I mean, the guy was electric. I'll give it to the guy was electric all year long. And this year, like I said before, this year, he was better than Justin Herbert. I mean, I got to give it to him. The guy led his team to the Super Bowl. Right now, who's going to win? I don't know. But the guy's done it without an offensive line. Now, he got some pieces around him. But without an offensive line at quarterback, that being that young, and he's being able to do what he's doing, I mean, it's pretty amazing. The guy, he's the truth.
He's the truth. I'm gonna go ahead and give my guys flowers right now. Okay, This is what I'm gonna say. Joe Burrow, think of this path. Comes from Ohio State. Because I don't know if y'all saw what he said yesterday. He said he don't know why all these Ohio State fans keep trying to claim him. He is an LSU guy and will forever be an LSU guy. All right. Comes there. First year, everybody's a little questionable on Joe Burrow. We have no idea what he's going to be. Like, why we get this dude in the transfer portal? Second year, what does he do?
Took off.
National champion. Heisman winner. All right? Last year, he comes in. Joe Burrow's playing decent. He's playing okay. He gets hurt. You're like, man, how is he going to be when he comes back? They pick up his guy, Jamar Chase. Second-year guy going to the Super Bowl. And I remember when they lost to the Jets, I remember my man Barry was like, yeah, they lost to the Jets. I was like, listen, the Jets give a lot of people problems, all right?
I don't know about all that.
Listen, they gave Tom Brady problems to GOAT.
I don't know about all that.
But I mean, Antonio Brown quit.
Yeah, like,
now we just saying anything. Go ahead, Dan.
Listen, so Joe Burrow's last 2 games of the season, I think he had something like 8 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. He goes into it. He knocks out the number 1 seed on the road.
Number 1.
He knocks out the number 2 seed on the road while losing his tight end, being down 18 points in the first half. Comes back. Defense played outstanding. So I'm not going to just give it all to Joe Burrow. Defense came out. They played outstanding. But like you said, Joe Burrow, offensive line lacking a little bit. He put the team on his back. He's running for first downs, a couple of them back to back. And them dudes going to the Super Bowl. Listen, I got to say this too. I'm not sure, man. That head coach, he want to talk some noise to you now because
Zach Taylor.
Because you was over here talking about I don't believe.
You know what Joe Burrow said? Come on, jump on. I'm gonna do you like I did Ed Ogeron and Joe Brady. Jump on.
Nah, man.
Listen, that's all that man do.
What we talked about for Mike McCarthy not being able to do here is being able to make certain adjustments and make sure that the special teams, the defense, and the offense is clicking and making the right, I guess, time management decisions and those game time decisions. He did that. They did that. They took advantage of things that Kansas City was not able to do yesterday. Same thing they did to Tennessee, and there was no flaw in the coaching scheme. And he's now going to be coaching the Super Bowl in his 2nd year.
Yeah, I mean, look,
as the Cincinnati Bengals head coach.
He's been there longer.
Okay,
they going to the Super Bowl.
Wait, when was Zach Taylor's first year? Was in Cincinnati?
The year after 19.
So it was the year before Joe Burrow.
Okay,
got
all right.
It was the year
It's
after.
third. Okay, my bad.
He was with the Rams on the Super Bowl team, and then he got the job after that. He was a quarterback coach and had that big long resume as quarterback coach, and got the head coaching job at Cincinnati.
Listen.
And look, he's going there. And I'll say this:
third year.
His what he did, especially for their defense. Just looking here at the possession chart, the AFC Championship game, end of half. Eli Apple has the stops Hill, so end of half. All right, so they prevent points getting on the board, and then this is what happened for Kansas City the rest of the way. All right, second half, punt, interception, punt, field goal, interception, and you're looking at these drives. All right, second half, 5 plays, punt, 5 plays, punt, 2 plays, interception, 3 plays, punt, 3 plays, punt. 14 plays, 49 yards, field goal. Then in overtime, 3 plays, interception. You couldn't have told me. I wouldn't have laid $1 on Cincinnati doing that to Kansas City. And when you look at what happened in the first half. First half, touchdown.
3 straight possessions.
Touchdown. Yeah, and then end of half, nothing. So they were not stopped. 11 plays, touchdown. 7 plays, touchdown. 8 plays, touchdown. 7 plays, end of half.
But did you watch the first game, though? This was literally a mirror image of the they go in the second half, and the defense steps up with some type of crazy adjustments, and Patrick Mahomes cannot figure out how to get the ball into the end zone.
So let me ask y'all about this. Is it on Andy Reid going into that halftime? Would you go for the points on there? Or you got 5 seconds left, you got Mahomes, the offense is rolling, they had 3 straight possessions where they scored touchdowns. You got 5 seconds left. Do you go for the field
That's
goal?
That's not the play I'm calling.
Exactly.
That's just not the play I'm calling.
Like, at least giving a quick option where you got either throw the fade, you got a second left to kick the field goal. That was bad. I'm not doing.
Here's why I'm kicking it. I'm getting the ball. You just saw the drive. Touchdown. Now I'm right here. I'll take the field goal. Then I'm getting the ball. So I got 3 points.
Yeah.
At the end of the half, and now we're in the middle phase. The second, third quarter. We're in the middle phase of the game. So I got 3 at the end. I can come back. Let's just say I kick a field goal here. So that's 6. Or if I get a touchdown, that's 10. 10 yeah. Give me the swing. I'm able to make the swing right here, and my offense is feeling good. And oh, by the way, I want them to go in the half not feeling good about anything.
Not having a shot.
But you're not going to take it? Like, you got enough time to take a shot?
I'm throwing a fade.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You throw a fade. Whatever. You don't have it, you throw it out the end zone, you got 1 second, 2 seconds left, and you kick the field goal. I mean, but throwing it inbounds and just assuming that Tyreek Hill is going to be able to make
everybody their mom miss?
Yeah,
that's not that good play call.
Yeah. And listen, don't forget, like I said, Joe Burrow lost his tight end, and his tight end was making some noise. And them dudes went out there, man. And I was just excited for him. I was happy, but you just knew that the second half, something was going to change. Just based off what happened in the first game, I just didn't think they were going to keep running through them like they were doing. It was. And shout out to Cheeto, man. My man lead the Cowboys, and he on the way to the Super Bowl, man.
Cheeto.
It's something about dudes who be leaving here and going to other teams and going to the Super Bowl. We had Mo on here.
Mo, Cheeto, Hitchens. I went to the AFC Championship. I mean, cats leave in, get successful.
The linebacker, Damian.
Oh, Wilson?
Damian Wilson.
Where you go?
He was in Kansas City.
Yeah, you're right. Okay,
got a ring up there too.
Look, it's just something. So shout out to them. Shout out to my man Joe Burrow, NFL Comeback Player of the Year, and good luck to him. I want to see them get a dub. I think that'll be good for Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati is going to pack SoFi Stadium. I think who is going to be out there.
4-point underdogs right now, according to Las Vegas. 4-point underdogs here. They're going to have an opportunity in the game because number 9 is number 9, but also, and we're not talking about it enough, because it's such an offensive league. But that defense for Cincinnati, you look at these 3 wins that they have. This is a heck of a defense. You talk about beating the 1 seed, the 2 seed, and then you go to Kansas City and beat them 2 times in a row. They've got a really good defense.
Yeah.
And that's not being talked about enough. I don't know if people can, the average person can name 3 players off the defense.
Yeah, they don't have the names.
Hendrickson?
That was it.
Actually, Apple, not for good reason. Apple, not for good reason.
But you see how he went on to, after the game, went on to that's a little baby cheater right there. And I was like, oh, man.
You know what? And listen, I hope we all get to pay attention to what happened in that game, okay? Joe, they down by 18 points. You know what they did not do? Go away from the run. Joe Mixon was still getting chances to run the ball. They were still running little screens to P-Ryan. Yeah. They did not get away from their offensive game plan, and they trusted their defense to keep them in the game. The opposite of what we did against Kansas City when we held them to 19 points. Yeah. Like, the recipe for success is here. Is there? Do not go away from the run. If you just getting 1 yard here in the first quarter, 1 yard here in the second, when they got to overtime, Joe Mixon closed that game out. Yeah. Like, he's running for 10. He's running for 12. He's punishing these dudes, and they have no idea how to stop him or what to do. Take a knee, kick the field goal.
And no hate on Zeke. I'm not really hating on Zeke with this, but
you hate.
You see how dynamic Joe Mixon. I mean, those cuts that this guy was making. I mean, there's guys in his lap. Boom, I'm cutting here. Boom, I'm cutting here. 10 yards down. He's like a combination of Pollard and Zeke right now. Hopefully we can get that Zeke back next year.
But Joe Mixon is a good running back. Zeke.
Oh, yeah.
They running styles are different, but there are ways to maximize Zeke's abilities. We've seen it in previous years where you have certain type of running. He's a certain style of runner. Don't try to make him do nothing extra, all right? Give him some screens where you see the dude running for 80 yards, outrunning folks. Let him hit the powers up the middle, punish these dudes, and then the end result will be what you seen Joe Mixon do at the end of the game. But when you get him 3 in the first and 3 in the second, you ain't gonna see nothing from Zeke. Joe Mixon would have put some hands on them dudes if they didn't give him the ball.
All right, so going back to emphasize when you talked about running the football, first half, Cincinnati, 10 rushes, 51 yards. Second half, 17 carries, 65 yards. Ended up total 27 rushes for 116 yards in the football game. So the numbers bear out what you said. They just didn't stick with the run. They decided to increase the run.
More when they were down 18.
We talk about it each and every time we come on here. It's not necessarily getting the 150 yards and getting these guys, oh, man, they're going out there running the ball. It's keeping this defense honest. And when you do that, when you rush the ball 27 times, the guys like Frank Clark, Chris Jones, those guys over there, they can't just pin their ears back and go crazy on your offensive line. They got to respect the run. And if they rush upfield like that, they're opening up run lanes. So just having that 27 attempts, keeps that defense honest, and it lets you do other things with your offense.
And here's also what it did here. In the game that went into overtime, you start looking at the time of possession. Cincinnati, 35 minutes, 56 seconds. So basically 36 minutes. They only allowed Mahomes and company to have the ball for 30 minutes. That's another way you win the football game. If you put him over there sitting down, we talked about the second half drives. They couldn't do anything in the second half. They didn't have the football very long. This defense for Cincinnati, along with the quarterback, I mean, let's not bull jive here. They could win the Super Bowl.
You want to talk about adjustments?
You can win the Super against Stafford, and if they take advantage of the opportunities the 49ers wasted, Cincinnati Bengals going to win the World Championship.
You know what Stafford's going to give you. Once or twice a game, he's going to give you something that you just got to capitalize on it.
He tried it.
And this defense can do it.
He did it.
You talking about defensive adjustments in the half? Like, these guys where did Kansas City go? 3 straight drives with 3 straight touchdowns, and they go up to the second half, and they can't sniff the end zone. I mean, that's a hell of a job coaching defensively and getting these guys in the right position.
Listen, and then let's not gloss over this because I was making sure I was on Twitter when I heard Tony say this craziness. All right, we talked about how good the defense was playing, right? Yeah. And I'm like, do he think that they losing right now? He's like, let them score. I'm like, huh? Let them score with a minute left and then have Joe Burrow have to march all the way down the field to score a touchdown.
That's
and I'm
that
like,
QB mindset, man. That's the QB mindset.
I'm like, what? Yo, bro, your defense is playing that well, and that's the plan that you come up with. Hold to a field goal and then go to overtime. Let your team go out there and play defense like they did, and it worked out like it was supposed to. These dudes scored 3 points in the second half and in overtime, and you have to let these dudes score. You losing that game.
Yeah, it's a QB, man. You know, they go, I want it on my shoulder. Yeah. I want to be the guy to win the game.
They got no timeouts.
Nah.
They got no timeouts in the minute left.
Tripping on that one.
And that's also how the first half ended the way it did. Defensive coach is going to go ahead, man, let's kick this field goal, get these points, we'll get the ball. That defensive coach is thinking that way. Offensive guy, let's go, let's throw the fade, let's do this, let's go. No, try to be greedy. Man, it's a football game. And for me, and I know it's hindsight to say it, but I'm talking to myself, man, you may need that 3. You just may need that 3.
They did.
Sure enough, man, you get that 3. Who knows how things are different? But to me, Andy Reid needs to catch the same heat that Sean McDermott caught the week before. Hey, man, you have to be smarter. You have to be smart. As great as Patrick Mahomes is, and sometimes coaches you get drunk on all that stuff you see out of it, man. No, look, man, you got to be prudent. You got to be the parent. You got to be the one. Nah, this is what we're gonna do. And I'm sorry to have the kind of football team they had and to have this opportunity. They should be as sick as the Buffalo Bills are that you're sitting at home.
Yeah.
You should be. I mean, I don't know who's sicker between the Bills and the Chiefs.
Got to be the Chiefs.
Well, I'm gonna say the Bills just because they didn't get a shot.
Man,
like at that point, they might still be playing out there. They might still be going touchdown.
But that's your own fault because you should have squib kicked.
Yeah, you should have. But anyway, Cincinnati.
They both sick.
The way Cincinnati ended the season, they got hot at the right time, rolling on defense, rolling on offense, and I'm not sure who would have been able to stop them dudes. Like they just had the recipe for success.
They do.
Running game, pass game, defense playing well. Like these, when your three phases are playing like that.
It's going to be hard to beat.
Hard to stop.
Before we put this game to rest, man, I don't want to hear nothing about these overtime rules, all right? Like, everybody was we should get Bud should be a college type affair. No, all right? You see what Cincinnati, they went out there, played good defense, got the ball back, and won the game.
Got an interception.
That's the point of it.
I know. Me and Church going to be on different sides of this one because
got a chance.
Because Buffalo defense wasn't stopping nobody. I'm saying that. But they wasn't stopping nobody before overtime, and they dang sure wasn't about to start stopping them when overtime started. Like they had no shot. Neither one of them had no shot. That was one of the games when you looked at it, you said whoever wins the coin toss is going to get the dub. And you see Joe Burrow face when Kansas City got the coin toss. He's like, oh, dang. Patrick Mahomes super excited because they know sometimes that coin toss is what's going to decide to win or lose, and it's still a 50% chance.
Bengals wouldn't win it. They wouldn't win it.
They did, man.
The defense when they did it, and most of all, let's end it with this. Jerry Jones has got to go to the Super Bowl and watch Mike Brown's Bengals.
When last time Bengals
they didn't figure it out. The Bengals done figured it out.
Was it 89? I said
88. The 88 season. The 88 season. So you gonna sit up here in that suite.
I was just getting popped out.
I just got popped out.
Okay.
A couple days.
I mean,
damn.
Jerry's got to. I mean, look at the desert the Bengals have wandered and walked through. They figured it out. Zach Taylor is going to coach in the Super Bowl, and Jerry has been all that. He was dealing. You brought up McCarthy, and you had Jason Garrett, and then you had Uncle Wade. And you brought in Hall of Famer Bill Parker. I mean, you've been wandering in there trying to figure this thing out. And here's Mike Brown. Boom, hit the easy button and got it up in there. Let's draft some guy. Let's get a quarterback. I mean, wow.
Drafted him number 1. You got your number 1 receiver, number 1 quarterback.
And I'll tell you else is pretty sick too now. That's Stephen Ross. Backstory is Stephen Ross was telling his people, man, we need to lose these games, go get Joe Burrow. Brian Flores, we winning.
We got Tua.
So Tua out there.
We got Tua.
And Flores out without a job.
And so you miss out on Joe Burrow. That made Ross mad, number 1. Miss out on Burrow. Didn't draft Justin Herbert.
2 shots.
And this is also what I don't want to hear. I want to hear nothing about Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow, too, because I know that's going to eventually come up because that was the conversation. I don't want to hear nothing about that, okay? Let Joe Burrow have his time. He might go out here and win a Super Bowl MVP in his second year, coming off a torn ACL. Everything he did to his knee, NFL Comeback Player of the Year, could possibly be the Super Bowl MVP in the second season of his NFL career.
Can't say
3 playoff wins. Dak Prescott 1 playoff win. And I had a writer hit me up on Twitter and just say, okay, there's a franchise guy in Cincinnati. Do you really have a franchise guy in Dallas? And that was the question that this person asked.
Get your offensive coordinator.
So let's take a break. Let's take a break.
Let's dive into that when we get back.
Let's dive into Dak Prescott franchise talk, especially looking at what Joe Burrow has just done. And, oh, by the way, Matthew Stafford, criticized for years, has now got an opportunity to win the Super Bowl in his home stadium. He's Barry Church. That is Danny McCray. I'm Newey Scruggs. This is the Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com on DallasCowboys.com radio.
At Smoothie King, we are blending goodness to fuel your greatness. Every blend is crafted to help you achieve your health and fitness goals. Smoothie King uses only whole fruits and organic veggies. You'll never find sugary syrups or artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. And unlike some other smoothie places, there are 0 grams of added sugar in many of our blends. Smoothie King is proud to be the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys. Place your order in the app or online for pickup or delivery. Smoothie King, rule the day.
It's game day. You know what that means. First, kebab prep. Steak, pepper, onion, steak, pepper, onion. Next, a counterclockwise lap around the room. Now the lucky grease-stained jersey goes on. And lastly, the dance. You know the one. This is a game day ritual no matter where you are. Whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com and keep the tradition alive and well. Hotels.com, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
Brace yourself for an existential question. Has your butt been having enough fun lately? Have you been treating it well? Has it been going places? If not, then it's about time you start using SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the best way to get your butt tickets to live events. Just ask the thousands of other butts who have rated it the #1 ticketing app. So what are you waiting for? Download the app now or visit SeatGeek.com to get tickets to sports, concerts, and live events and make your butt happy. SeatGeek. Get your seat in a seat.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Attention, Cowboy fans, there is a new official razor of the Dallas Cowboys, Shave Logic. Shave Logic is proud to offer Cowboys fans a special upgrade for a limited time. Visit shavelogic.com and get a free $10 gift card with your purchase. So go to shavelogic.com now. So Dak Prescott, I just checking my phone here since my day job of being day/night job, being a sportscaster here in Dallas Fort Worth. It says interview opportunity with Dak Prescott, Aaron Andrews, and Juju Smith at 7-Eleven event at the Star. So they're gonna come to the Star here on Wednesday. And I guess Juju says, so Juju Smith-Schuster, I guess he's supposed to be joining Dak Prescott here with the 7-Eleven team. And they say off-limits interview topics. Please note, Dak will not discuss anything related to the 49ers playoff game.
You know that's what everybody want to know.
So you going to tell us to come out here and talk to Dak from 2 to 3. Then you say he's not going to talk about the playoff game.
Yeah, that one.
What, we supposed to talk about Slurpees?
Get you a strawberry
something. Some Slurpees?
Yeah, bro.
And
They trying to say they got little sticks of chicken wings too in 7-Eleven. Yeah, man. I wouldn't eat none of that.
I ain't never eaten none of those.
They not a part of it.
As I believe this is a Cowboy sponsor. I'm not sure now, but I don't know.
They do sell though. Have you had those new spicy
your
Cool
children,
Ranch?
Yeah, them
your
was good.
children will always love the Slurpee. When things go wrong, my man, you make sure we make things better with the Slurpee. But anyway, So Dak doesn't want to talk about the 40. Can we talk to him about Joe Burrow?
Oh, so you about to go in on Dak now?
We like 7-Eleven over here. Just letting y'all know.
Yeah, I was
7-Eleven's great. That's great.
Me and my kid, we get the Slurpee all the time.
I stopped there and get my lottery tickets and my Cool Ranch Doritos and all that stuff. The ATM, they only charge you like $2.99.
Remember, Joe Looney likes 7-Eleven. He's been hawking Slurpees for a while.
Shout out to Joe. I'm trying to stay away from the sugar.
Keep it up, Joe.
Smoothie King, baby, we all right.
Strawberry
Gladiator. Hey, give me a medium next time. Give me a medium.
Players Lounge brought to you by
Bottomless
Hotels.com.
Slurpees out here.
Barry Church, Danny McCrae, Newey Scruggs.
Is this done yet?
They heavy. I like a dumbbell when you get to the bicep.
Just your boy get the bicep curls on them Slurpees, but yeah, these the 30-pounders, right?
Oh, thank heaven. Oh, thank heaven. 7-Eleven.
Get you some 30-pound Slurpee. One for the whole family.
Just one. 4 straws coming up.
Take you about 30 hours.
Get the brain. It's a lot of brain freezes, man. It's a lot of brain freezes on there.
I like Smoothie King though. Smoothie King good, man. Especially because they cut the extra sugar out and stuff, man. So shout out to them.
I love everybody. I love everybody.
We love them.
I love everybody. So,
yeah, let's talk about that.
So I get the email, or I get the text from a writer who talks about, all right, man, Joe Burrow's got 3 wins now. They're going to play in the Super Bowl. He's a franchise guy. Do you really have a franchise guy in Dak Prescott as your quarterback? And Jerry Jones was on the Fan last week, and Jerry Jones says, yes, he really believes Dak Prescott is that guy that can take the Cowboys to the Super Bowl and win it. And I talked about it last night on Channel 5 as well. And one of the things that we must be fair and must tell the truth. The questions have increased now based on what happened in the playoffs and not getting it done. Despite everything that happened in that game against the 49ers, the Cowboys got the ball back with under 3 minutes to go, an opportunity to go down the field and win it. Okay, so you got 2:42 to go. This is all you want as a quarterback. Everything happened. It wasn't perfect, wasn't great, but you have got the ball. You were at your house. You can go down the field and get to the next round. It didn't happen. And we can blame penalties, you can blame refs, you can blame play calling, but at the end of the day, number 4 got the contract. And number 4 was in charge. I must talk about it. You must talk about it, and we must talk about it in a fair way. So when you ask the question, especially when the person was trying to talk about Joe Burrow, do you have a franchise quarterback?
Well, if I'm going to answer that question, like you said, you got to be fair. And I think he's a hell of a player. I think Dak is a hell of a player, and he's a great leader on and off the field. But when you talk about, those elite guys that can do it, no matter who's on the field, whether they have a good defense or not, no matter who's at the wide receiver, no matter who's at the tight end, you're talking about the Bradys of the world. You're talking about the Aaron Rodgers occasionally of the world. It's hard for me to put him in that same category because he has everything offensively. He has the trio of receivers that are supposedly, top 10 receivers in the league. He had the tight end. Offensive line, it wasn't great, but it wasn't anything as bad as Cincinnati's. And look at what Joe Burrow's been able to do. And it's not like his defense was god-awful because we saw they take the football away better than any team in the National Football League. So the excuses just aren't there for him to lean back on. And it comes back to, like you said, 248 or 242 in the game left. You're that franchise guy. You got the contract. This is what everything, quarterbacks dream of. Like we talked about it with Joe Burrow, putting it on your back, putting the team on your shoulders and leading them down the field. And he wasn't able to do that. And this isn't the first opportunity that he's had to be that guy, and he wasn't able to come through for the team. So do I think he's a hell of a player? Of course I do. Do I think he can be that franchise guy? I do. But we got to get some of the dividends back. We got to see some of that return on that, and hopefully they're able to do it moving forward. But right now, I can't put him in that elite category. I can't put him in that franchise category. I cannot put him there yet.
I'm not a franchise guy.
I'm gonna take the same stance that I took last season with my man Mike Nolan. Okay, and I'm gonna put this on the guys who are supposed to be helping this young guy be a better quarterback. You are supposed to be putting him in situations that are advantageous to him and his squad. And I believe if you have that guy, Dak Prescott is a franchise quarterback. Watch the game like we talked about yesterday when we watched Stafford, right? Mm-hmm. Stafford tried to throw that game away. All right, McVay had to get in there and start calling, hey, man, we're going to get some more runs. Mm-hmm. We got Sony Michel, we got Cam Akers. We have to make sure that we're not putting it in Matthew Stafford's hands that much because he does have a tendency to throw some picks. Same thing with Joe Burrow. As good as Joe Burrow played yesterday, they had 27 rushes. So they still had a balanced game, and their coach was able to say, listen, we're going to allow our defense to keep us in this game, and we're going to stick with our game plan, and it's going to work out for us at the end. Mm-hmm. How many times have we seen us not be able to do that throughout this season? We have not stuck to a game plan. We have no offensive identity. Nobody knows, like, are we a running team, we're a passing team, or we a 3-by-1 and make sure that we get our guys the ball, or we just scheming up some stuff to try to get guys open. We have no identity to that aspect. If you have a guy who's able to get you that with the Dak Prescott, with the number one receiver, and with the running game, then yeah, I think that the story is totally different. As you've seen when Dak was it the offensive rookie of the year, Zeke was the leading rusher. They were rolling, right? Yeah. They didn't make the Super Bowl, but Super Bowl is hard to get to, but they look like a totally different team than they have for the last 2 to 3 years.
But is he truly a franchise guy? If he needs all of that, if he needs that, great run game, if he needs a coordinator to be able to, plan the game out for him, if he needs his defense to be able to, is he truly a franchise guy with all those needs?
Well, I don't think he. So I'll say this: I don't think he needs a running. I think they need balance. They need a person, your offensive coordinator, because you're able to scheme up that stuff. Patrick Mahomes is good, but we talk about Eric Bieniemy should be getting a head coaching job because of what he's able to help Patrick Mahomes do. Dak needs one of those guys as well, and we can't just say, man, this Dak 5-6 years in the league. Like it's not like he's a 20-year vet. Like he's seen all the stuff that Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers have seen. He's still a guy who's trying to get him an offensive coordinator who can help him be better. He has not. To me, I don't believe he's had that yet since he's gotten in the league. I think when they went to 13-3, they were running the ball, they were pounding it. We had a great offensive line, and we were able to lean on that and then let Dak do what he needs to do.
So let me play off what you just said here, and do we compare it to what we saw yesterday? Here's Matthew Stafford. People talk about for years,
Yeah.
Arm talent, good guy, but boy, Detroit can't win a playoff game, ... You put him with Sean McVay. Sean McVay now has a system that tailors to his talents, and he takes advantage of it. And then we now see Matthew Stafford is playing in the Super Bowl. Do you consider that could be the issue here when you're talking about Dak?
I don't consider that as the issue. Okay. I think that is the issue. Cooper Kupp, when it really got to nut cutting time, it was two guys that they were looking for: Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham. All right, you looked outside and you saw the dude playing 8 yards off Odell, and he ran. The first one he ran was like an 18-yard comeback. The next one he ran was a skinny post, back to back. They're like, we're gonna wear this dude out because mine is better than yours. When have you seen us do that?
Haven't seen it.
Cooper Kupp, same thing. Hey, man, look, this guy is a triple crown guy. Most catches, most touchdowns, most all that. We're going to make sure we find this guy because he's going to help us win the game. And then we saw that when it came to cut time, the entire second half was Odell Beckham and Cooper Kupp, both over 100 yards, both 6, 7 catches.
Did you see the third down numbers? Third down numbers.
You talking about Cooper Kupp?
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah,
this is Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp's third down numbers. 8 targets on third down, 7 catches, 108 yards, and 2 touchdowns, all on third down.
So when Jerry Jones says Amari Cooper should be getting this type of stuff, and like you should be able to find the guy. We do not let that happen for us, right? All of a sudden you see Cedric Wilson getting passes. Yeah. Hell no. Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb should be the 2 guys that we focusing on in those situations.
But are we going to put that all on Kellen? I mean, Dak is the guy with the ball in his football, in his hands. This is the guy that, is getting this huge contract. How are we going to put it all on? Kellen's calling the plays. I'll give you that. Kellen's calling the plays. But Dak is the one that has to go out there and execute it. So I think he has the cachet to go out there and say, you know what? Hey, Amari, line up over here. I'm getting you the rock. So is he a guy on a rookie contract that's like, okay, I gotta conform to whatever my offensive coordinator says, or is he that guy, that franchise guy, getting paid all this bucks to say, you know what, damn all that. This is Amari Cooper. Go ahead and get this route done. It's tough because if you go about your way of thinking, it's like, okay, we got to put it all on OC, all on Kellen Moore. But if I'm Dak, you got the cachet to be able to say, you know what, Amari, you're out here, get this job done out here, and I'm going to throw you the rock. It's not like they're giving Kellen's like, here, Dak, this is who you have to throw the ball to in this down.
I got you. I'm saying, my point is, Kellen has to help Dak, right?
Yeah,
if
okay.
you're in there with Dak the entire time, as much as Kellen Moore is, and you can see a deficiency or something that he may be lacking at, you as an offensive coordinator have the responsibility to help this guy be able to see what you think he's not seeing, right? And you can't just say, all right, Dak, you the dude. So if I call something that ain't right, man, players make plays. Nah, that's as a quarterback position, that ain't it. You have to make sure that, hey, man, I've watched for 5 or 6 games where this is what you're missing. So this is what we're going to put in to make sure that you don't miss those opportunities, right? Because we saw what happened. Amari Cooper said it. And then all of a sudden, Kellen Moore found a way. Kellen Moore and Dak they found a way for that one game to get this dude involved in the game. This is something that, like Jerry Jones said, we should have been doing this in week 3 and week 4, right? But this is something that the offensive coordinator has to help Dak be able to do. Quarterbacks have a lot of stuff on their mind. I've never played it, so they got to figure out protections. And then when all you're doing is passing, now you got a lot of defenses to read because guys are trying to disguise and blitz this way, blitz that way. Your offensive line's a little shaky. You got some young guys out there. Your offensive coordinator has to help you. Not all on Kellen.
I'm with you on that.
Kellen can definitely. Our offensive coordinator can definitely help him be a better quarterback.
All right, so let's enter Des Bryant. Let's enter the conversation. Des Bryant tweeted out on the 23rd of January. Amari Cooper's far from the problem in Dallas, so let's get it straight. If you really want to keep it a buck, Dak needs to call up Romo and talk about how to read defenses so he can understand the D's weaknesses on how to utilize his weapons in certain situations. If you know football, you know I'm not bashing. It's too much talent in Dallas for them not to be playing yesterday or today. That's what Des Bryant wrote on the 23rd of January. So, we'll dissect it, basically.
Yeah, listen, he's saying what I said. I don't know about the whole going to call Tony and all that stuff, but putting your best players in position to make those plays. He's saying he's watching the game, and there should be a lot of times where Amari Cooper is what Dak was, right? I mean, what Dez was, where you line him up in 3-by-1, whatever it is, and he's going to find out a way to say, hey, Amari Cooper is better than the rest of these dudes, and we're going to get this dude the ball. So let's figure out a way to get him in that position to where the defense has to play him one-on-one and then toss him the ball. Now, all that call Tony and all that stuff, I ain't with that, but I can understand what he's saying as far as us not putting our players in position to make those plays.
Yeah, I could get with him on this as well because I'm like, all right, like you said, Tony Romo stuff. But getting, we've seen so far in this playoffs and in this season, if you feature your main guy, if you look at these two teams that are in the Super Bowl, you look at the LA Rams. They feature Kuchar. He had the Triple Crown this year, so they feature Kupp in everything they do. And then if you over there and look at Cincinnati, they feature Chase. Everything they do. It doesn't matter what defense is in, they're featuring those two guys. And what it comes down to me is when your offensive coordinator, he's got to be a little bit more creative. Now, I'm not blaming it all on him. Dak got the ball as well, but you got to be a little bit more creative because we've seen from both of these teams, they'll have Kupp in the slot. They'll have Kupp in a bunch. They'll have Kupp single man over here. They'll have him in the backfield doing some things. And we all seen what Chase can do with the ball as well. So there has to be a time where, Kellen has to get more creative with these guys instead of thinking, okay, it's more about the scheme, and whoever's open, that's who gets the ball. Sometimes you got a guy that's better than everybody else's defense. You got to feature him, and you got to give him the ball.
So, all right, going back into this whole Dak franchise, yes, no. 2 things. Does McCarthy get involved in this somehow? Since you are the head coach and you're supposed to be the offensive mind, do you step in here?
I heard what he said, and it don't sound like he is. But I've been calling for this since last season. Hey, man, fault on your own sword. This is my shield, my sword, and I'm going out here with it. And if I die, if I lose, it's on me. Right now, we have no idea what happened in the lab.
Okay, now this is good.
We don't know what happened in the lab
because I'm going to circle back into this on Dak.
You're watching Ozark in the lab.
Shout out to Ozark. Part 1 was crazy.
Part 1 was crazy. Yeah. Mike McCarthy know what it was too.
So I go back to my experience when I worked in Los Angeles when Shaquille O'Neal got there. And there was that whole kind of question, too. Is he a championship player? Oh, yeah, he puts up stats and, But is he that guy? And believe me, it was rough the first couple of years. And it was interesting because Matty Guokas was his first coach in Orlando. Then it was Brian Hill. Then he leaves Orlando. Del Harris is his first coach with the Lakers. They fired Del Harris and they bring in Kurt Rambis. It was coach number 5 and Phil Jackson, who told Shaq, number one, you ain't in shape enough. Number two, you got to play some defense around here. And he ended up getting it out of him. And then, of course, we all saw the championships came and solidified himself as a Hall of Famer. Coaching matters. And Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore got a year. And if not, they're going to pick up that phone and call Sean Payton. Because Drew Brees was a nice quarterback, struggled his first couple years in San Diego, ended up having a Pro Bowl year, but Sean Payton helped develop Drew Brees into a franchise guy. And if the Moore-McCarthy deal can't get it done, you better believe Jerry Jones will call him. He already called him once, okay? That's already it's documented in a book by Mike Florio. They already had a deal worked out with Sean Payton. So,
I mean, but think about it. You think about the guys who went through New Orleans, right? So you got Drew Brees, and then you got guys who came through there, and they were focal points on the offense. Michael Thomas. But Brandon Cooks was there, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Amari Cooper. Kamara. And Ingram had his best. Like, he found ways
Pierre
to
Thomas.
He found ways to make sure that
Marcus
these guys
Colston.
got the ball. Like,
Say again.
Jeremy Shockey, just Ted Ginn.
yeah. Who didn't know that Michael Thomas was getting the ball?
Yeah.
And he was leading the league in catches, targets, and yards.
Yeah.
And you knew he was getting it, but Sean Payton found a way to make sure this dude was in motion running the slot. He was on the backside running these slants and digs. He found a way to make sure. So it's not like it can't happen, but I know Drew Brees was like, hey, man, you getting the ball, MT. You getting it. And that is it. So Dak does need to be able to do that, but Amari Cooper then has to be in that one-on-one situation.
He's got to be that guy. And I would love to go and look and see, how to do win shares and all that stuff. Like, if he's really winning on these routes and being open, I would love to do some research on that for sure.
Let's take a break. Excuse me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I need a break. Voice needs a break. When we come back, we have heard from Sean Payton and Jerry Jones. Is the clock truly ticking on Mike McCarthy? And oh, by the way, we haven't spoken since Dan Quinn said he's coming back. Let's dive into those topics here on the Players Lounge. Barry Church, Danny McCray,
2 for 2.
on my game. It's 3 for 3.
Hotels.com. It's game day. You know what that means. First, kebab prep. Steak, pepper, onion, steak, pepper, onion. Next, a counterclockwise lap around the room. Now the lucky grease-stained jersey goes on. And lastly, the dance. You know the one. This is a game day ritual no matter where you are. Whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com and keep the tradition alive and well. Hotels.com, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
At Smoothie King, we are blending goodness to fuel your greatness. Every blend is crafted to help you achieve your health and fitness goals. Smoothie King uses only whole fruits and organic veggies. You'll never find sugary syrups or artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. And unlike some other smoothie places, there are 0 grams of added sugar in many of our blends. Smoothie King is proud to be the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys. Place your order in the app or online for pickup or delivery. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Brace yourself for an existential question. Has your butt been having enough fun lately? Have you been treating it well? Has it been going places? If not, then it's about time you start using SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the best way to get your butt tickets to live events. Just ask the thousands of other butts who have rated it the #1 ticketing app. So what are you waiting for? Download the app now or visit SeatGeek.com to get tickets to sports, concerts, and live events and make your butt happy. SeatGeek. Get your seat in a seat.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Get the ultimate fan experience for the ultimate Cowboys fan. Join Dallas Cowboys United, presented by Globe Life, starting at just $20. Join now and get your fan pack, exclusive benefits, and more. Visit DallasCowboys.com.
Check your mute button. Check your mute button, man.
Oh, my bad. I was out.
Welcome back, Newey.
I had it on there because I was coughing.
Welcome back, brother.
3 for 4.
I had it on the coughing. No.
Anybody seen
Only-
Newey?
Where's the Emmy Award winning?
And this has been my lingering Omicron. It's been the cough button.
Hey, man.
We got long COVID.
It has been. Get the ultimate fan experience for the ultimate Cowboys fan. Join Dallas Cowboys United, presented by Globe Life. Starting at just $20, join now and get your fan pack, exclusive benefits, and more. Visit DallasCowboys.com/United for details and join today. All right, gentlemen, Super Bowl is set. Rams going against the Bengals. I'm going to be out there. I'm going out there February 7th.
Mr. LA.
All right. You going to stop at Roscoe's?
Company down.
Of course.
Company down. Company down, huh? Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, discount double check. Boy, I tell you what.
I'm gonna stop over in Jerry Jones' hometown, El Segundo.
Okay.
And there's a little Italian place that does an amazing red sauce, and we'll go down. Eat good.
You've been to the new stadium, right? You've been to the.
Oh yeah, that was that charge again.
It's ridiculous as they say.
It is. It is everything that Jerry wanted it to be, and the NFL wanted it to be. They wanted to go better, go one up on Jerry World, and they did. They went one up. It is the best stadium in the world. It is an amazing building. So definitely looking forward to seeing it. And hey, Stan Kroenke had to wait a year because they had to delay it. So Super Bowl got pushed back a year. So how about it all working out for him? His Rams are going to play in the game. He's 60 minutes away from a world championship.
Back to back, huh? Because Tampa played in Tampa.
Yes.
Yep.
Dan Quinn is back. Okay, they're talking about these coaching hirings. Dan Quinn is back. After the Broncos gig, went to Nathaniel Hackett, who doesn't call plays in Green Bay, and the job went to Matt Eberflus.
Shout out to Flus, baby. Shout out to Flus.
Can I say the streaks finally ended? Jason Garrett finally had an assistant coach become a head coach in the National Football League.
Toledo representative.
Good
Toledo.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
He
played and coached at Toledo.
He pay his dues, too.
Yeah, he probably does.
Yeah,
He pays mine, too.
Is he in the Hall of Fame?
I don't think so.
Dude, pay his dues. Ain't in the Hall of Fame church. You
You
might want to go check up there and see if they still got your buff up there.
Get this guy up out of here. Yeah, I should.
Check that on your phone. See if Eberflus is in the Hall of Fame.
I'll check. He was a linebacker for them. But yeah, shout out Toledo in that month.
Normally, when a guy becomes a coordinator, you want to at least put him in the Hall of Fame so you can try to get a checkup out of him. You usually try to.
Nah, that's what happened when church didn't get their check out of church. They was like, man, it ain't working for us.
They gave me hair on it. Take his hair off.
Got a ponytail.
So Denver and Kansas City, two places where Dan Quinn was highly rumored to get the job.
He is. He was inducted in 2004. So he got that check. He's in there.
Okay, so good for him. So Dan Quinn comes back, and if you're Mike McCarthy, you feel real good. Now let's see if you can keep Joe Witt, who the Ravens requested to interview for their defensive coordinator job. It's real simple. Mike McCarthy's got to get to the Super Bowl next year.
Because he got two people behind him.
McCray, we've seen this happen before. I ain't gonna bring it up, but we've seen this. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
What y'all talking about?
You know what I'm talking about.
But the difference
Jason
is,
Garrett route to the job. Oh, I think I'll stay.
But I'm gonna tell you this. If there's a 6-10 season, there will be no offensive coaches left at this organization. It will not be the same as that. You 6-10, you start out 1-6. No. Kellen and McCarthy gonna be up out of here.
So Jerry said on 105.3 The Fan Friday, he called in. He's like, "Hey, look, McCarthy's job was never questioned, never doubt." So he's rolling with McCarthy. Sean Payton apparently is going to be rolling into TV. But guys, let's just keep it real.
Got to keep it a buck.
Keep it real. Jerry already tried to hire Sean Payton. The deal was agreed to. Then the Saints reneged, and then they gave Sean more money. So they're going to come back and talk one more time if McCarthy doesn't win the Super Bowl. I mean, literally, you have to win the Super Bowl here. Because if Sean Payton is Jerry going to say no?
No.
They can't sit around here. I mean, and I don't know what you call it, what the equivalent is, but I don't know. But you can't sit around here long after something and all of a sudden it's going to be free for you to go get. And you don't get it because you still waiting on the more McCarthy trying to figure it out thing. They got to go figure it out this year. Yeah. And having Dan Quinn back helps. But they've got 21 free agents. So you got to figure out who comes, who goes, and there's a whole lot.
Look, they say pressure make diamonds. Look, McCarthy better be shining because right now he going to have so much pressure on him this season. If he don't get a long run, and they got to at least make it to the NFC Championship. Because if not, you know who's knocking at that door. And Newell, you called it weeks ago. You know who's knocking at that door. So it's going to be a tough one. But there's a lot of pressure on McCarthy this year to get the job done. If he wants to stay here.
Yeah, they got two doors. It's somebody on the right at 301 and somebody on the left at 302, okay? And one of them is on the staff. He decided to stay. Hey, man, don't work out. I see a better head coaching opportunity here in Dallas. Just in case the Sean Payton thing doesn't work out, all right? And then you got Sean Payton. I'm just saying, if things don't go as planned, and we don't end up, like you said, we got to have a great season.
Hell of a season.
And make a run.
Ain't no run. You got to be in the Super Bowl.
I'm just saying.
No run. No. You need. Where's the Super Bowl be played at next year, Chris Bean?
Anybody know?
Is it in New Orleans,
Arizona?
Okay. You bet. You know what? If you're not in Phoenix.
Okay, so
trouble.
let's just say things don't go good, and we had the same type of stuff happen this year. Sean Payton's off limits. Can you see Dan Quinn being elevated to head coach?
Yes.
Okay.
That's yes.
Boy gonna go from
and Kellen Moore won't be here.
Boy's gonna go from giving up 35 a game to giving up 10. Huh? I ain't gonna say I've seen it before, but I've seen it before. All right, I'm just saying.
Nah, man.
Week 7 come around. Man, 10 is game? 10 is game? 6 takeaways? No, man. I don't know.
This has been an effective tool for Jerry before. Jason Garrett went into coaching his final season in 2016, ended up with 13-3, number 1 seed, wins Coach of the Year. Dak ends up winning Rookie of the Year. Ezekiel Elliott was fantastic. So there is something to all right, go sing for your supper. I mean, Tank Lawrence's best years was he on the franchise tag. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having, putting some pressure on people. One of Jerry's close friends in the sporting business was the late George Steinbrenner with the Yankees owner. Man, he was constantly putting dudes up against it.
Yeah.
You need to perform. You need to win. I don't think there's any at 79 years old, and he's about to turn 30. Man, I'm gonna turn it up on you too. You don't have any more opportunities, and you're giving someone everything, man. I do enough radio interviews with people. They're like, Jerry's a problem. I'm sorry. Tell me how Jerry was the problem for this organization this year.
Yeah.
Was Jerry out here committing 14 penalties?
Nah, he wasn't.
Was Jerry out here hooking field goals to the left and missing extra points to the left? No. Jerry Jones is setting the table. At some point in time, you got to walk through this door and go get it done. And Mike McCarthy has been given everything you want. This was a fantastic opportunity that he had, and they blew it at home.
Oh, one of your best opportunities to
Right.
to make it into one of those deep runs. This was one where that's why people had that hope. It was a different type of hope. It was like, hey man, look here, we get past San Fran, I think we okay. Or we look around, we look up and pull LA, I think we okay. But when you mess around and early in the season and trick off some games.
Well, no, you wouldn't have pulled LA because you'd have went to Tampa.
Yeah.
They would have
I'm saying when you mess up and mess off them games and your possible number 1 seed then turns to a possible number 2 and then possible number 3, then all of a sudden you have to worry about those type of things. Like, man, who we gonna play in this round? Who we gonna play in that one? Now we should have been sitting at home waiting to figure out who we was gonna play.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I think it comes down to competition. And like you said, competition breeds the best. Right now, McCarthy, you got competition. You got somebody breathing over your neck. They brought in all these defensive picks, and look what happened to the defense. They shot up to another level. We need to bring that same type of energy to the offensive side of the ball. Get these guys some competition, and hopefully it breeds best. Because what do we see from the offense? It started out great, and then just slumped down like it was nothing. But nobody was afraid to lose jobs, and nobody was afraid to have bad performances.
So where's that competition? Are you talking about specifically offensive line or challenging everybody?
Everybody. You see what we did on the defense? 11 picks, they all got challenged, and they stepped it up. So, I mean, I think it's about that time for the offense to get a little bit more competition over on that side of the ball.
Tom Brady retiring, you come make a phone call.
I ain't about to be like Chef Dog. I don't know.
I don't think he sat at home enough and had that time to think about it. Like he had enough time to really consider like what it's going to be like for him to be like, yeah, I'm done.
So I think he's done.
Who you think leaked it? Like who you think was like, you know what?
Honestly, I think Schefter's right.
Yeah.
But Brady didn't get to do it himself,
which is jacked up.
So when you just do the whole overall thing. Now let's just go and dive in. Tampa Bay they have cap issues. You brought everybody back here. You tried for one more run, but you knew at the end of this year, okay, there's going to be bills to pay. So they can't bring they can't bring this thing back. They can't run this thing back again. You're going to have to lose some people. Tom Brady's not going to come out here to play unless it's for a championship. They're not going to be able to build a championship team next year.
Nah.
Not like they had this year, the last 2 years. It was always going to be a short-term deal with Tom Brady anyway. I think this is it. Tom's going to walk away because you can't put what he needs around him. And I don't want to be 45 years old out here with some leaky parts. You've done enough. You've proven yourself. Wave goodbye. He's going to retire with a MVP-like season.
Yeah.
Finishing top 3 in the MVP voting. He should. But that's gonna, I think that's it for him.
And I think that's gonna be the hardest part for him to walk away from, because he's such a competitor. He's the ultimate competitor out there. And when you see yourself still playing at that high of a level, I mean, he could have won an MVP this year, and he's like, man, I got the skills to come back and do this. It's gonna be hard for him to walk away.
That's the perfect way to do it.
He's a pass away from being in that game yesterday.
Exactly.
He's a Matthew Stafford pass away from being in the game and possibly playing for another Super Bowl last year.
And it's tough because, like you said,
this year.
he was so close. It ain't like he got blown out. It ain't like he was playing terrible and had to limp his way into the playoffs. The guy was still at the top of his game.
And lacking pieces.
And that's the way I think he leaves. Hey, you left watching me play my best. I didn't look like Larry Holmes out here at the end. Mm-hmm. Some old punch-drunk boxer that's all against the ropes and out of shape. No, you saw me looking good, playing at an MVP level. I'm going to walk away right now. Almost, like a Jay-Z type. I'm gonna leave you with a hit record. Dr. Dre, I'm gonna leave you with a hit record.
Jay-Z came back 3 times.
And then you look at the ultimate competitors.
He was back after the blackout.
Look at the ultimate competitors. MJ, he walked away at the highest of highs. I got the NBA championship. Man, I can't lead a game. I gotta come back.
Came back playing for the Washington
Wizards, dropping bucks, averaging 20 at 30 something.
And then at the end, just everything he had to put his body through to get up and go play. And I think if you're Tom, this is the perfect time. But most of all, you're not going to be able to have the kind of team you need to go play for another world championship. And at this point in his life, he's playing for rings. You're not playing to win a division title. So I think he's gone. The NFL is going to continue to play this game where they tell us it takes all of us and put these slogans on here. Then when it comes to hiring practices for these head coaches, they're going to continue to play this game where the most qualified is never the most qualified. So Josh McDaniels, who is qualified, by the way. Yeah. He is qualified. He's got the qualifications as a former head coach and a multiple Super Bowl winners offensive coordinator. He'll take over the Raiders, and he's going to bring the GM from New England. So there's going to be a package deal out there. We hate it for our guy, Rich Bisaccia, with the Raiders, who did an excellent job. But, okay, here we go. So
Byron Leftwich, I thought he was a lock for that Jags. Now they talking about what was his name? Kevin O'Connell?
Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah.
KOC is what they call him, who's the offensive coordinator for the Rams, but he doesn't call the play. Sean McVay calls the plays. And now that you see the Super Bowl is going to be Zach Taylor, Sean McVay's old quarterback coach, against Sean McVay, the chances of Kevin O'Connell getting the Jaguars job increases. But at the same time, here's the deal. From all reports, Leftwich wanted the job but didn't want to have anything to do with the general manager, Trent Baalke. So he was trying to pull a thing like McDaniels. Hey, I'll come, but I need to bring in my personnel guy, my guy with me. And I guess Trent Baalke was up in there. Nope, fight for me. So
I ain't getting up out of here.
So Leftwich has now been put on ice, and now Kevin O'Connell is looking like he could end up being the guy in Jacksonville. So we'll see. And if you're Leftwich, it's a pretty interesting deal because you possibly could have had a job, but you weren't comfortable with the general manager, so you may end up back in Tampa with Blaine Gabbert as your quarterback. Or maybe
that's a Blaine Gabbert.
Or maybe Bruce Arians says, if Tom's checking out, I'm checking out too.
I was about to ask about Belichick because I'm like, what's next for the Patriots? Is Belichick done winning Super Bowls?
You know what Belichick can do? All Belichick got to go do is go call Bill O'Brien. Hey, man, come on back. He's done it before.
Is he done winning Super Bowls?
Oh, is he done winning? No.
No?
No, he's not. I mean, let's...
AFC looking real strong. Right
you talking about young guns?
AFC looking real strong right now. In your division, too.
Yeah, you got Josh Allen in your...
Well, you have a quarterback who clearly understands how to play, the system you want played. And had a good rookie year.
But you lost your offensive coordinator.
But you're gonna bring back Bill O'Brien. You'll be okay.
Maybe.
You're gonna bring in a guy. You're gonna bring in a guy who knows what to do. But I understand your point. Hey, look, if Bill Belichick doesn't make it back to a Super Bowl, I'll be okay. I think a whole lot of football fans will be okay if it doesn't happen. We'll see what happens with the Minnesota job. See what happens with the Jacksonville job.
Oh, man, Jim might be back.
We gonna see.
How much would that cost them? Because Michigan, he left Michigan. Would that cost any money or he could just leave and get out of his contract?
Well, Jim took a pay cut.
He did this last year.
So, no, he can just go ahead and just drop Michigan
and be done?
Be done with it.
Jim trying to get back. He's trying to get back to the league.
Because Michigan, they tearing him up. He might not never sniff us.
Well, the beauty for him in terms of leaving Michigan, and you talk about when do you go? He can leave and say, I left you as Big Ten champion.
Beat Ohio State.
Right. I came, I achieved a dream. I left it better than I found it. You guys were wandering the desert. I brought you a Big Ten championship, and then boom. Now, Minnesota's going to have to throw him a heck of a lot of money.
Yeah.
Heck of a lot of money. And also understand, Jim Harbaugh is high maintenance, man. So we'll see. Is the new general manager in Minnesota wanting to deal with that? That's going to be that. To me, that's always a thing because he's the demanding guy. There's certain guys who you hire, you got to understand they're very demanding of everything that comes on. Like Deion Sanders, he demands a lot. He's a perfectionist. He demands a lot. So are you as a general manager ready to deal with a head coach knocking on your door all the time? Hey, man, call him. What about this? What about that? That's what Jim is going to be. He's a challenge, but he's good from a professional standpoint. He's good.
We'll see.
If you're the Vikings. And also, are you willing to pay that note? Because you're just not about to pay him $8 million. You're gonna have to go up into the teens. You're gonna have to pay that note.
Ooh-wee.
He's gonna want a 5-year deal too.
Still got Kirk Cousins over there. Can they win with Kirk?
And if Aaron Rodgers out of there, they okay.
Yeah.
So we'll see what these next couple jobs what they happen. I remember somebody saying Brian Flores is gonna get a job again real quick.
Starting to dwindle. Those opportunities are starting to dwindle.
I'm kidding.
Raheem Morris, Raheem Morris, coordinator for the Rams, they ain't gonna get nothing. D'Amico Ryans, nothing. Eric Bieniemy, nothing. So black head coach is, black coach is trying to become head coach. Good luck with that. It takes all of us.
Shout out to Tom.
The NFL says it takes all of us.
To play the game, not coach it.
Hate to see it.
It takes all of us.
I hate to see it.
For Danny McCray, Barry Church, I'm Newey Scruggs. This has been the Players Lounge brought to you by Hotels.com. We'll talk to you next Monday at 10 a.m. right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Joe Burrow, Super Bowl MVP, baby.
This year.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this?